Warning: this podcast contains spoilers for upcoming projects. Listen with caution.
Yeah,
Which is still true, but
Yay!
it's
that's not untrue.
yeah, it's
still.
not untrue, but it lacks impact when there's less of
save
this
that. Save that for when
Save
Mike
it.
is
Save it for later.
But hello and welcome to Behind the Locked Doors, a podcast where Scott doesn't have a joke this time and just goes forward. I am Scott Paladin. I am ostensibly working on a horny werewolf audio drama called It Takes a Wolf.
I'm Sam Stark. I am currently doing sound design for the podcast Store 236 and sort of once in a while doing some stuff for As and West, which is a spinoff of Unspeakable Distance.
Yay! I'm Jack. I am also ostensibly working on not Unspeakable Distance. Hello, where's my brain? As in West. We did so Sam and I were just on the phone for the last half an hour in a separate Discord window.
Fresh off a call.
Like moments ago, fresh off of our update with each other and talking through some B-plot stuff. So we are actually working on it at this precise moment as we speak.
That's great. Yeah. So my update is that I was going to have all of my rough editing done by now, and I have not done that.
You traveled instead. You literally went out of state.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I kept telling myself, "Oh, I'm going to work on it on vacation. I will have time." And I did. I would have had time if I could have made myself do it. But I'll have time. And
it's important to take actual breaks.
Yeah.
Actual breaks.
Yeah. Part of it is I need to get back into. Well, that'll be our topic for the main discussion. How did y'all do?
Okay.
You were literally just talking about it, so I think you guys made yours, right?
My one goal I made was talk to Sam with my mouth for at least 20 minutes and hammer out a couple of backstory details that we had sort of nebulously discussed prior, but didn't have specific stuff nailed down. And now I think I have enough specifics to feel comfortable about filling in around the specifics. So feeling good about that.
Good.
Yeah, we discovered that there's enough unreliable narrator shit happening with Az that the timeline is actually super squishy and we can do whatever we want.
Way squishier even than we thought. Well, because my original hang up was listening back through the stuff I recorded for Unspeakable Distance and going, okay, well shit, Az has a timeline in his brain of when things happened and what happened and whatever. And then I was like, now, when did West arrive on the scene? And by on the scene, I mean on this very isolated generation colony ship that was supposed to have not made landfall anywhere. And then I was like, well, they were already lying to Az about fucking everything. There's no reason they couldn't also have lied about many other things that he believes to be true, including how long he was in the Fallen Engine. Very possible that it was not 2 years. It could have been 10 years. And how would he have known? You know what I mean? So I think the answer is just Az could functionally be wrong about everything, and that gives us the freedom to do whatever the hell we want in the timeline.
It makes it extremely interesting too, just because if you are a person who's been paying attention and has listened to the Az story, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" When it's just all wrong. I don't know. That's cool. That's fun.
Well,
Unreliable
when West
narrators
starts
are the best.
being in his own time and space, being this is the time period where such and such was happening, and everybody's going, that's not what Az said. And then it's that's not what Az said because Az doesn't fucking know shit about Jack. He's out here with fake memories in his brain. He does not know.
Yep.
Well, and sci-fi also gives you the narrative freedom that you could just have wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff going on. Interstellar distances can involve all kinds of relativistic
time
bullshit.
slippage.
And I think we even implied that the stuff in Unspeakable Distance necessarily wasn't all in the same perfect reality. They might have been slightly there's all kinds of stuff you could do there. So you guys have as much freedom as you're comfortable with, basically, to do whatever kind of bullshit you want, which is good.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to make sure was sort of logistically sound was how someone would have gotten on or off of a ship that hadn't made landfall.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, it probably did. And that just everybody who was like a colonist aboard the vessel who had been born on the ship and was going to like live their whole life there. When you're on a cruise ship and it docks and you cannot tell the difference whether you're at sea or not because the ship is so large.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no windows, there's no like, movement, there's no way to tell. So like, they could have just lied and be like, yeah, we were in space this entire time. And everybody's like, yep, checks out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like my children are creative and interested in things and like normal kids, but like for shit they don't care about, absolutely they don't notice.
Just
so
massively
like,
unobservant.
yeah,
like,
I could absolutely see both of my children, one of which is 9 and one of which is 18. I could see both of them being in school or being whatever, and the ship docks and they do not notice. And
they simply don't know.
if anybody didn't want the kids to know, they just do it when the kids are doing stuff. Like we're gonna dock during school hours, or we're gonna meet up with the ship that's fueling or whatever during school hours, and we're gonna put them below decks in their schoolhouses so they won't be able to see out any windows. It would be super easy to not let kids
easy.
know.
When the ship is so big, it's like if you see someone you don't recognize, you just assume they're from like a different quadrant of the ship. That's like basically another town over, like size of vessel. So like. It's all explainable, but I wanted to like be on the same page with Sam about how we were explaining it.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, then, for the topic, if y'all are open to it, I wanted to discuss a little bit like that, the mental resistance of like trying to get going on something when you're like,
oh my god, please,
such an amazing topic for this.
Amazing topic.
Y'all
or anytime really.
Yeah. I was writing high on productivity mode for a long time. There. So eventually it had to break, right?
You were putting us all to shame for a hot minute.
I could blame Mike for making all the jokes about how productive I was. That was like, it's like speaking the name of an elder demon and like they're gonna come.
Literally. He summoned the demon of sloth into your heart.
the demon executive dysfunction.
Yes.
Where you're like not even doing anything other production or relaxing. You're just staring at a wall going,
no, you're just
I should be doing
for no reason.
Yeah, I should. I feel bad about the thing that I am not doing, but I'm also not doing it. So
yeah. Am I doing anything else I would enjoy more? No. Also no.
Yeah.
Am I relaxing? Also no.
Yeah.
And like some of it is to like, I know that in the past at various times it's been like you just have to force yourself to take a break where it's like not only are you probably what I should have done was leave all of my gear and like all the editing files and everything, like make it physically impossible for me to have tried to work on this over the break, and then I would be officially off the hook. And that kind of break where you're like, okay, I literally cannot work on this thing. Let me continue to think about what I'm going to do. Can be good. I'm not sure that's would have been as helpful this time. I'm one of those people who I'm a nerd or a computer nerd. So like I'm not actually ever completely disconnected from my computer at home. I can always remote in here. I can always get in. I have access. I have several backdoors into my own systems. So like, because if the first backdoor breaks, which I'm liable to do while messing around with stuff, then it's nice to have a second. So that may not have been as useful this time. And I'm also not sure that's what's going on in my head at this moment. Because part of it is the nature of the work that I'm doing, which is the rough edit. It's maybe my it's my least favorite part of editing. I like sound design so much more. And just the physical task of bouncing back and forth between various files trying to assemble something is it's a slog.
Are you talking about the vocal cut?
Yeah, the rough.
Yeah.
Well, I always refer to that as rough cut.
Okay.
Because everything will get tightened up and added, like fixed up, and like I'll do all the little, like at this point it's just get the words in order, pick takes, and get the words in order. And like,
and that's before you even do things like adjust timing or pauses or like
exactly. It's literally just get the files in selection, and that involves it does one of my least favorite things, which is where I have to bounce back and forth between multiple items. I can't just be working on one audio file, timeline. I have to then go to somewhere else to find like so-and-so's take 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then often if I'm having to like I particularly love working on synchronous recordings because you're like, well, I'm not going to take person A's take one and person B's take two. Probably, I'm just going to take two of the script, right? And so instead, I can just go through and find that particular section, and it's all synced up, and everything is real easy. But when you have a lot of disparate stuff that's been assembled, and I'm having to grab, second files and grab, something that was recorded AAA, B or yeah, AA,
Oh
BBB,
yeah.
CCC, and then take somebody
Hmm.
else who did it where with a partner, and so then it's ABC, ABC with different gaps, and nothing lines up, and it's just like that kind of stuff is um, not. Not to say this is a particularly onerous thing. It's probably just my least favorite part of editing,
Well, it's just
and
time consuming, I
it's
would
time
imagine.
consuming and it's a lot less rewarding because you're just assembling something and getting it to
This is
Yeah.
still
the
only the first step.
earliest state. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's not helping. But a part of it is also just that I've been going full tilt on this all year, basically.
Yeah, for
Um,
a calendar year, probably.
yeah, at
Yeah.
least since the last time we took a long break when I moved, and then since then
So
I've been
valid of us
yeah,
to have done that.
yeah, which yeah, fair enough. So I'm not beating myself up about it. But the thing I'm looking at now is I would like to start making progress on it again, and the question is just like how to get myself to do it. So, um,
Hmm.
and I did not take a break. I'm not going to just like shut my brain off for the next week. I'm going to have to start. I'm going to start getting back into it. And the only thing I can think of is there is the mental trick of just like this works with writing sometimes, so probably should work with other unwanted tasks, which is just open the thing, open it, look at it,
Just open it and
do
look at it. Yeah.
any work at all, do anything, make even the slightest amount of progress. Um,
Some people are like, yeah, I set a timer for 15 minutes. I work on it for 15 minutes. And if by the end I'm like, I actually didn't accomplish anything and I hate this, I'm like, okay, well, I tried for 15 minutes.
yeah.
That's enough. But like setting even a short
Uh-huh.
timer to be like, let's set aside 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes to like do something on it,
Mm,
once a day or once every other day or something,
yeah.
just gives you like any amount of external impetus to do
Yeah.
it.
And what that can also do is help load it all back into your head.
Yes.
It's one of
Yeah,
those
just
things.
opening the document to look at it can
It's
let you be like, "Oh, right, here's what was going on."
yeah, like right now it has been a minute. I don't even know where I left off, really.
Right.
And that has its own kind of friction to it where
Yes.
you're like, like, did I get all the way to, the
Yeah, where did I
page
end up
20 or did I
before
get
I
to 22 or
stopped?
whatever? I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to find those files, all that stuff. Like,
I feel like me and Sam do this,
yeah.
like, every couple weeks. Or we're
Yep.
like, "Okay, fuck, where were we?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Because
even
we're both
just
so busy.
yeah, yeah, it's just one of those things like how can you because knowing that is what's going to happen, like it's not a matter of you can't prevent. I'm going to say you can't prevent this. You probably can't. You're always going to end up in situations where you're like having a
Yeah.
hard time, struggling or whatever, and so it's a matter of like figuring out how to recover
Mhm.
from something rather than being like, well, I wasn't perfect, so it's not done, so I'm not going to do it. But like more like,
Yeah.
okay, so we've faltered. How do we get back on? I
Yeah.
think opening anything and looking at it and being like, okay, here's where I'm at is a good start. Um, and maybe I know that in the past, also jumping around can also help.
Mhm.
If it's a particular sticking point, I don't know that that's the case in my situation right now,
That
but
kinda works great in writing,
mhm,
I find,
yeah.
and then I don't know how helpful that is for a more mechanical task like editing dialogue or cutting dialogue,
Well,
but
it's one of those things where if you are willing to jump, because I always, my editing style is that I always go back to front, or front to back. I
oh,
always start at the beginning
yeah,
and just move my way through. But
right.
like knowing how much I dislike doing certain parts of those tasks, maybe just going into the synchronous recordings and finding the spots where I know we've got basically a scene ready to go, and then I can just chunk all of that out and drop it into a timeline ready to go for like episode 2, which I haven't really done any work on at all. But that like then
Mhm.
gives a framework. Like you have something in that document. It's not a blank space.
Yeah.
You can start moving things around.
It was like an easy, quick
Yeah,
win, for more of lack of a better term.
yeah, yeah. Quick wins are one of those things where like with all creative endeavors, building momentum is like you're not gonna be able to maintain a momentum forever. That's like I was doing really well until now. um,
Until
But,
holidays.
building it, like getting the wheels to grease back up, that doesn't sound right at all, but, getting your wheels moving again such that you can
Getting
then
that
have
shit lubricated.
yeah, well, and like a system in motion is easier to keep in motion than a system that has come to rest. Now you need to come to rest occasionally, but I'm thinking about if I can get some of those easy wins, maybe that might be another way to
Yeah.
do it. So go in and grab those spots where I know I have everything because everybody was on the call, or it should be a
Yeah.
minimal amount of editing or something like that.
Yeah, like, all but one person was on the call and, like, I have one independent recording I need to drop in, but everybody else was there
Yeah.
or
Um,
whatever.
it doesn't. I actually, it occurs to me. I know part of this hesitation is that I have a part of the script that I still have to write in episode one, and I don't know how.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how long it is, and I don't know what shape it. I literally don't have the shape of it at all. Um, so
Uh-huh.
that is a separate issue that I've been chewing on this whole time, and I don't really have an answer for it yet. And part of me makes me, excuse me, part of me is worried that I'm gonna have to go back in and cut or re-edit stuff that not only have I thought was written, but is actually recorded and like currently in the timeline. Um,
Mhm.
so that's the prospect of doing that also is bothering me a little bit. So that's probably playing into this now that I think about it.
Sure, that you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I have this, like, even further step back into the process that I need to take to, like, fill in a gap that I didn't realize was there until we started recording."
Yeah, and well, I always knew this gap was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I like I knew kind of I knew it was one of those. So the full story on that is after we did the table read,
Uh-huh.
which went really well, I went back in and looked at the scripts and was like, okay, I know the shape of what, not the shape, but I know the sort of what I need to add to episode one. I need a couple of more ridiculous moments, and I need a big long monologue for the narrator. And I knew kind of what that was going to be about, be like the nature of the city, right? Because like it's an
Mhm.
urban setting. Let's talk about cities for a minute. And I wrote a thing that I really like for that section, and I slotted it into a spot where it worked, but it doesn't transition back into the story. And
Sure.
it's not a direct thing. Like right now, it literally is like, anyway, back to what we were talking about, which is not a good transition. It doesn't work. And I know, and I've known this whole time since I wrote that in August, I've known that that doesn't work. And always it was just kind of like, I don't know. I've been sort of waiting for that solution to present itself, and I haven't got it yet. And I
Mhm.
don't know if that is right now. It's a long section about talking about the city, and like lots of writers have spent lots of time trying to encapsulate a city in words, and that's very difficult. And there's all these different versions of it, and then it kind of has a blank hole. There's a little bit of a section where it might start talking about like vampires and crime families and stuff like that. I kind of have the beginning of that, and that
Yeah, I
may
feel
be.
like that would be, sort of, useful to the listener in building a picture of the city because you have, like, some beautiful lyrical stuff about, like, sort of the characteristics of the
Mhm,
city, and then we don't have a super clear picture until later when the, like, um Blackwoods are all in
mhm,
the room with each other talking
mhm,
about how the like sort of social structure of the city works. And I feel like one little extra flavor of that a little bit earlier
mhm.
would set up for that nicely.
Yeah, and that's like I said, I've started. There's a little bit of that there ready
Hmm.
to go, but I don't know what that section looks like. I don't even know how long it is. Like kind of sometimes you
Yeah.
kind of know. I'm like, oh, this is like 5 sentences that I have to add. Sometimes you're like, this is
Yeah.
a 2 pager. I have no idea.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's probably also, and I know that wherever I stopped, I think I'm past that because I already edited the scene that comes after. I know that. Um, but if part of this may be a hesitancy to keep going full tilt without having that solution. So maybe I should be thinking
Hmm.
about that too.
So I
Yeah.
have a question,
Mhm,
like a technical question. When you are rough cutting dialogue for one episode of something,
mhm.
is the entire episode in one file,
Yeah.
like, oh my god. So you really do have to, like, move everything around if you're gonna, like, add more
And
of a
luckily
scene in it.
adding isn't that hard. I mean, literally there's a hotkey that I can push that selects everything after the current point on the timeline, and I can just go
Oh,
move
can
it
you
out.
just scoot it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's adding stuff's not the problem. Not in the technical sense. The the problem is um yeah, like I said, and maybe it's not even the fact that like it feels weird to go forward with the editing without having the writing done, this one little
Mhm.
section of writing done, but it's also which way should I be splitting my attention? Like, because if the thought was the this writing section is a blocker for the editing, I could just take a week off and just say no, not take a week. I could push back doing the editing and just be like, okay, we are switching back into writer mode. Let's fix this
Let's
section,
write
right?
this section. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess part of it is that I haven't done that call yet, where
Sure.
either I'm gonna, because I shouldn't be splitting my attention between the two of them. That's that's
Try to do two very different tasks with your brain there.
Yeah.
Of like cutting dialogue that's already been recorded and writing new words that have not been recorded yet.
yeah. So okay, then that in that case, one thing I definitely need to do today is decide, am I going to fix this written section first, or do I finish doing the rough edit and then come back to that before I do the sound design? Because I can
give yourself more percolating time.
Yeah, although I've had plenty, so I mean, I think it's more about attention, right? Because I've been busy with other stuff for a long time and been putting in this one off. So okay, so that crystallizes a little bit. One is I just need to start doing something at all, and so I need to fix
literally anything.
Yeah, literally any progress forward is good. As y'all know, like, you know, if it sits in languages for a long time, it makes you. I feel significantly worse now than I did when we last met, because I haven't made any progress, right? And thought that I should be. Yeah, so I guess in that sense, I have to make a decision. Either I finish out the rough edit without doing this writing thing, this little section, or I stop doing editing entirely and just work on the writing for a minute, so that I can then re-record it, slot it in, and see how it works.
Well, and like it's possible that rewriting that section might be less of a like time commitment durationally than finishing your rough cut. I don't know, like I don't know how far you are into your rough cut of those 2 episodes, but it's like, you know, exactly which little section needs like adjusted or expanded or what have you, and that might end up being a more like a more compact task in the end than going into the rest of the edit without having done it.
Yeah.
Not a quick win, but a quicker win.
It could be. The other thing is also, as both of y'all know, writing is such a big question mark about how long it's going to take and whether or not it's like, you know, whether if I don't write anything good, then I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
So, but this is helpful, because like I've been stewing on this, and pretty much anytime that like my wife asks me, "He's like, weren't you supposed to be editing?" My response has always been like, "Yes, I know. I feel bad about it. Don't bring."
Yes,
it
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I already hate it.
You're just asking, but my brain is interpreting it as like you're late.
Judgment.
Yeah. It's like, but it's like it's not. It's not her. It's all entirely me. But like,
this is absolutely 100% just me. But I would absolutely, hands down, without question, do the edit first.
Okay.
Because it is the harder, longer task. I mean, potentially.
Yeah.
Quite
and
possibly.
It has a lot of parts and moving pieces. And I know personally that when I finish a dialogue cut, even if it's just a part of a dialogue cut, like sometimes I will like just like with S2E23, I do scene by scene, and I actually finish each scene separately and then put them together at the end.
Yeah.
I know I feel so good when I get a scene dialogue cut done. It's like I've finished a chapter in a book.
Sure.
And for me personally, if I were to go in and finish that dialogue edit, that dialogue cut, and have that all where I want it to be and ready to go, even if it's not tight, like if it's just there and I know that I don't have to like do any more grabbing this actor's take of this section, blah, blah, blah. That's done.
Yeah.
Now, sit back, relax, do some writing.
Yeah.
And then just fit it in when you're done writing and you're done recording. And that's obviously, that does not mean it's going to work for you.
Yeah.
But I can sit back here and be like, that is the way that I would absolutely do it.
And that's valuable input. It also makes me, it reminds me that often, specifically with It Takes a Wolf, being able to hear it also made a huge difference. I have a tool that turns scripts into very terrible text to speech versions of themselves. But that meant that instead of having to sit in a room reading my own laptop, I could put in headphones and go for a walk and hear it. And
Yep.
that often gives you a really good, this time around, it gave me a really good uh, perspective on a lot of stuff where I was able to go, okay, no, this needs to be changed. Like, that's because it's going to end up being audio anyway. Having it in its native format, very useful. So maybe
Mhm.
um, having the dialogue edit done, and even if it's not tight, but the episode exists, I can then go
Yeah.
back in and use that as an opportunity as a a listener, to go and have it shoved into my ears rather than trying to read it,
Mhm.
which is a different sort of experience. So that's definitely a tally in that favor. I'll have to, like I said, I'm not gonna decide that while we're on the call, probably which way I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna have to do something, one of the two. I'm gonna
Yeah.
think about it. Um, okay. So this has all been very, very useful and helpful for me. Are there any aspects of this, like sort of when you're in a slump and you just kind of need to get something done that y'all have been thinking about that we haven't covered yet?
Hmm.
Checking back in and
S so, this is such a good
mm,
it's like
yeah,
kismet that we're talking about this today. Um, I think I've talked on this podcast a couple of times that I have a pretty good drive to, like,
mm,
work and keep doing things. I also do not have I'm very, very lucky and very privileged to not have, um, like, depression or ADHD, um, and I have the garage full of spoons.
mm,
Like I'm very, very lucky in that
mm,
regard. Um, the downside to that kind of brain
yeah,
is when you do have like a downer
yeah,
day, or you have that very weird uh once in a while thing happen where you actually do lose your garage full of spoons.
mm,
Yeah.
I don't have any coping mechanisms for
I'm
any
the
of that
oh,
kinds
same
of stuff.
way. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
shaking your hand with both of my
no
hands.
coping mechanisms at all.
yeah,
So when I've in my life a couple of times had situational depression,
uh,
and one of them was when I was in rehab in the military because my legs were broken and I couldn't fucking do anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
And the
valid.
other one the other one was when I became a manager at Target, at the front end of Target, like doing all of the
fuck,
cash registers and shit. And
oh,
it was in the Christmas season.
oh yeah,
So
No.
I was like, this is a soul sucking existence right now. And so
It's
it's
Twig. Hi,
Twig. Hi,
Twig.
Twig.
Twig making everything better.
Yep. So when I have these sort of random every few years bouts of
mm,
depression like episodes, I have no way to deal with them.
uh,
And this year, I've had another sort of slowly ongoing depressive episode,
mm,
and it started with I thought it was a medication that was making me tired
oh,
for
Mm.
months
Fuck.
and months. So I was like, man, this medication sucks. And I've been talking to my therapist about how this is probably not the best medication for me, da 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 da. But like, I didn't have a choice. Like, if I don't want migraines, I have to take this medication. And I was
oh
like, you know what?
god,
I don't like pain, so I'm gonna
uh,
deal with
Yeah, I
this
like being able to think
weird.
with my brain ever.
Exactly, exactly. So over the course of the holiday season, and probably since Halloween, we've sort of started to figure out that it's not really the medication and it's actually like depression happening.
mm,
And
Mm.
it's been getting worse and worse and worse.
mm,
And then like right around Christmas time, it was so bad, I realized that I was like doing literally nothing. I
yeah,
couldn't like make myself do anything.
mhm,
And
Mhm.
I've never in my life had that problem. I've never had the I can't get out of bed thing.
mm,
Yeah, right.
But I have plenty of friends that do. And so I got a hold of my best friend and I was like, I'm having a legitimate can't get out of bed day. And she's like, let me help you.
Here's
So
what you do.
here's what you do. And so after getting like the initial, you need to maybe just sometimes rot in bed type of
mhm,
things
Uh-huh.
out of my system, I actually started to like watch TikToks and Instagram reels of people with ADHD and like what they do to like get themselves to
mhm,
do things. And I came
Mhm.
across this. This is you guys are gonna laugh at me, but like I came across this person who was like how to like do things with ADHD using Minecraft.
oh,
And
Interesting.
yeah, and
I'm not
so
laughing. It's not
That sounds
stupid if it
fascinating.
works.
it's so perfect for me. So this woman on this Instagram was so helpful, and she was like, "So I just get on Minecraft and like I need an XP farm, so I make a skelly farm, and then I sit there, you know, because you got to sit there and you got
Mhm.
to like let the skeletons build up, and while I let the skeletons build up, I do laundry." And so she
Right.
like does a thing that requires you to like to sit a little
Yeah.
bit, like do an AFK session, if you will.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
while the AFK session is happening, you do a thing. And so I sort of like started rewarding myself with a little bit of Minecraft playtime because I
Yeah.
wasn't even playing
Gamify that
Minecraft.
experience,
I was
baby.
doing literally nothing. So like if I could just get myself into the
Mhm.
booth, just get my fucking butt in
Yeah.
my seat in my booth, that was 20 minutes of Minecraft time.
Yeah.
And if I could just open up the document like you guys were talking about,
Yeah.
just open the fucking document, that was like quick 10 minutes of playtime.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then the book, the audiobook that I have absolutely not been recording, and I should have been. If I could get through a chapter of recording, that was like I could not only play Minecraft, but I can actually switch into creative mode and like get myself things for free, you
Mhm.
know? So
Sure.
I have been very, very slowly over the last couple weeks getting myself physically in the booth
Mhm.
and rewarding myself with like video games,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
little itty bitty tiny increments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for like the first time in several months, I was able to record last week, and I got like 4 or 5 chapters done. Absolutely the worst kind of progress I've ever seen in my entire life, but it was like
But it's
progress that I actually was able to make.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
but
Exactly.
infinitely better than 0, right? Like,
infinitely
yeah.
better
Yeah.
than
Any
nothing.
number is better than
Yeah,
0.
exactly.
Yeah. So what I have taken from this is very, very, very small increments and reward yourself for every single little thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I couldn't get myself to do anything.
Right.
And
Totally.
then I think I posted about it, but I cleaned my booth. And that was a huge thing. Like I can sit in here and not feel like absolute garbage because there's just literal layers of cat hair.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, that
just
makes a huge
little
difference.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
little
things.
Yeah.
things with
Yeah.
little rewards. Just kind of they sort of spiral's the wrong word.
Yeah.
Build up.
Yeah, yeah. Accumulate.
They build up and they build up. Accumulate. Thank you. And I've made it to the point where I've actually started exercising again, and like I
Bliss.
think I'm kind of on track to like get out of this weird slump.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have
No,
is like
that's
I'm
great.
sorry, I don't know how to do anything, so I played Minecraft.
No, it's
Uh,
great.
Hey,
yeah,
it's not stupid if it works.
Well, like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
even there's also one of those things where even when you're talking about these kinds of things, even if the other person doesn't have re- advice that is relevant perfectly to you, just the fact that other people are going through it is
Yeah.
also super helpful. And like, it's just be able to talk about it stuff is really good.
And like, thank you, Sam, for
Yeah.
being like vulnerable on the pod.
Yeah.
For, lack of a better way to phrase that, of just being like, hey, this is a difficult thing I've been going through. Probably not the only person going through it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Anybody who's listening who's like, yeah, I've had those days where you can't get out of bed. What the hell do you do?
Yeah.
Sometimes you play Minecraft for 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Sometimes you just 15 minutes of Minecraft. That's
Before-
all you need to get you to the next 15 minutes.
Before we
Right.
go to our goals, can I tell you guys a quick Pretty Boy story real quick?
I
Yes.
wish you would.
Of course.
We got home from vacation the other day, and so I was going to make myself a batch of my morning breakfast thing, which is chia seed pudding, which is
Yum.
milk and chia seed and yogurt, and I make a big batch of it, and I empty out the yogurt container, and I put that in the stuff. But they're like, an empty yogurt container is never completely empty. There's always like the stuff clinging to the sides, and you could like get in there with a spatula, but the juice ain't worth the squeeze on that one, right?
Mhm.
So that's dog yogurt, right?
That's
And
dog
every
yogurt.
time we got like a dirty yogurt container that goes to the dogs to clean. And normally I just like hold it there for a second. Pretty Boy gets his licks in, and then I set it on the ground, and then Twig bullies his way in and takes over the rest of it.
Gets his whole head in there.
Gets his, and so I'm like, this last time though, I'm letting Pretty Boy lick it out, and then you just have one of the like dark impulses. What if I did this? And I just like push the thing forward, and it goes entirely over his nose, right? So his like a nose bag. And if you've ever put like a towel on a dog's head the thing they do is they like lean back, like immediately, like they're just kind of like retreating from it. But the thing's attached to their face, so that just keeps going. And what happens is he does this big lean back, and his head goes back, and he's looking, and then at some point he stops, and you see that the like from the muscles in his neck, you can tell that his tongue sticks out, and then he just sits there for an incredibly long time. Lick. He's like, I am in the yogurt zone now.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Completely motionless.
I cannot move until the yogurt is gone.
Into an unending field of yogurt as he just sits there for a really long time.
Oh,
with his neck like cranked all the way back. Like,
perfectly still, with his head back. It was so cute.
And amazing.
It was great. And then I
love him so bad.
I turn my back, and then when I look back, he's knocked it off, and the other dog's gone after it. And I go to sit down on the couch, and Pretty Boy, when he is feeling very happy and affectionate, the thing that he wants to do is come over and rub his face on you. So he comes running over, and then
his yogurt covered face.
Oh,
absolutely covered in yogurt that he couldn't get to.
Oh my god!
And he wanted very much to rub it on me. I'm
so
very
bad.
pleased that I managed to get a hold of him before that happened.
Jesus Christ. Daphne's always rubbing her chicken slop on me because it like collects on her bottom lip where her tongue can't reach, and then she'll come over and nuzzle you and like smear it everywhere. And I'm like, this is so disgusting. This smells so bad.
Normally, the answer to this is 2 dogs because the other dog goes, if there's any food,
I got you.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Don't even worry.
Yeah. But
Twig didn't come rescue you.
He was
from
busy with the
yogurt
rest
time?
of the yogurt container.
Ah, fuck.
There was still yogurt in that container.
Hey, I have to brag to everyone really quick that Twig came and sat on my lap on Saturday when Scott and Ariel came through town, and we got in the car to like go to a breakfast place, and Twig came like bounding up out of the trunk and like planted in my lap on the way to the place, and I was like, this is the happiest I've ever been. Like, my dog is 60 pounds, and she really wishes she was a lap dog, but she kind of isn't, but Twig is like 20 pounds, and like just fit so perfectly in my lap in his cute little Christmas sweater, and I was like, I'm gonna cry. This dog is so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He is a perfect lap size dog. If only he would sit down on laps as opposed to just standing.
Oh yeah, no, he's a lap stander. He's
lap
a press his
stander.
ass on you and stand in your lap type of guy. But I love him.
Yeah.
My dog is a lap leaner, so she'll like sit next to you and like lean on you. She's very polite.
Yeah. That's
cute.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy also does the slow slide because he's not really allowed on the couches. So what happens is he comes over and he leans against your leg. He does that for a while, and then like one of his back legs kind of slips up onto the couch, and then the other back leg will kind of slip up. And if you don't stop him, eventually he's fully on the couch and fully in your lap. But like it is a glacial process because he doesn't want you to notice.
Funny.
That's
He's like,
happening.
don't worry about it. Nothing is happening.
Pretend I'm not here.
Oh my god.
All right.
He's also perfect. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank y'all for the lovely discussion, and let's set some goals. Let me check when we're going to be meeting again. It's like 2 weeks from now, so that'll be like after the 20th or something, I think.
Oh my god, when is that?
I always have to look. I have to visualize
Windows
the
11
calendar.
updated on my fucking desktop computer, and now
fucking
when
hate
you
it.
click,
Oh
I'm
yeah, you can't
screaming.
click the thing and get the
You
like.
can't
hate
click
it.
the thing and get the
I
calendar.
miss it
I was like
so
on the
much.
phone with the fucking doctor's office, and they were
Yeah.
like, "What day can we move this appointment to?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know."
Yeah,
I don't have a calendar.
yeah, I hate that. It's such a small
I hate
change.
it so much.
Actually, if you click on the thing and then you hit the up arrow caret thing, by the time it'll give you a full thing.
Oh my god.
But it's not.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Windows 11 is a virus. Anyway, the
yeah.
19th is
the
2
19th.
weeks from now.
Okay, so as is tradition, I'll go first. I will wait for my wife to quit crumpling plastic.
Please tell your wife it was such a delight and a pleasure to hang out with her on Saturday.
Isn't she cool? I like her so
she's
much.
so cool and
She's so much
funny.
cooler than me. Yeah. So
No, you guys are complementarily cool.
Yeah.
okay, so in 2 weeks, I will either have written this stupid thing that I need to write, or I will have finished episode 1's rough edit and be into episode 2. I will decide one. Like
Nice.
the big thing is that by the end of the day, I have to decide if I'm doing one or the other.
You're gonna make the call
I'm
one
gonna
way
make
or
the call.
the other.
In fact, like literally
love it.
after we're done here, I'm gonna go like for a walk with Pretty Boy, and like that's because I have to move in order to think properly. If I'm like sitting still,
You can move your legs and your brain.
Yeah,
Simultaneously.
the brain don't work. I'm a rodent. I'm like powered by like a treadmill.
Get on that hamster wheel.
Okay, so that's my goal. 2 weeks from now, I will have either be written this thing, or I'll have done a significant amount of rough edits. I think we normally go with Sam next. So that
I think so.
Yeah.
I am going to finish the sound design for episode 5 of Store 236. And I'm by the time that we get back together again, I will be starting the design for episode 6.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Which, by the way, Store 236 has slapped so far. Like, every episode hitting like a truck. It's so good.
It's been great. It's been very, very fun.
It's delight
to be a part of.
Yeah. And then my goal before 2 weeks from now is to draft the rest of the way through episode 3 and get it to Sam to look at with his eyeballs.
All right.
And if you don't have time to look at it with your eyeballs, no worries. I will have at least handed it off of my plate to you, that rough, like, zero draft of it.
Yeah.
Now that we had that conversation about our B-plot stuff we wanted to fit in.
Cool.
Exciting.
All right. That sounds great. Well, we will catch the audience, and I will see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Okay, bye.